A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum students. How are you? I hope you are doing great. I am Aisha Naseem, your mathematics teacher from Divisional Public School and Intermediate College, Model Town, Lahore. Welcome to lecture 3 of Mathematics class 2. While attending this lecture, make sure you have your stationery items with you. I hope you will be attentive throughout this lecture. This is your first term syllabus which is available on school's website. The pages written in green color have been done in previous lectures. Inshallah, in today's lecture we will cover the pages from 8 to 11, and the pages mentioned in blue color can also be solved by taking help of the above mentioned pages. But before we start, we will do a very quick revision of last lesson. You have learned that the objects which are less than 10 are considered as ones, and we can group 10 objects to make one 10. I hope you remember we have also learned to write a number in digits, tens and ones, and according to their face value by using an abacus. I also told you that the letter T and O are used to represent tens and ones respectively. Chapter 1, Numbers. Today my lesson will be about the place value of 3-digit numbers. It is easy to understand hundreds, tens and ones with the help of blocks. Today you will learn how to count by using these kind of blocks. When you have one single block like this, we called it units or ones. It means it represents 1, 1, which is equal to number 1. Less than 10 blocks are considered as ones. So if we have 9 single blocks, they will considered as 9 ones, or simply a number 9. 10 of these single blocks. 10 single blocks are stacked on top of each other to form a column. Each column has 10 single blocks and it is equal to 110. If we placed these 10 columns of tens next to each other, it will be equal to 100. To understand the concept of place value of 3-digit number clearly, we can use an abacus with 3 spikes, on which we will represent each spike with 100, tens and ones, and also we need some beads. We can use the letter H to represent hundreds. Now we will learn how to write a number in tens and ones by using blocks and then represent that number on abacus. Here we have one block which represents 1 1. On abacus we will show this number by putting one bead on ones place. To represent one column of tens, which is equal to 110, we will put one bead on tens place. Similarly, 100 blocks can be represented by putting one bead on hundreds place. Let's practice in your countdown too. Open up the book. On page number 8, here we have question number 1, which is count and write, then draw beads on the abacus. We will solve the part D together, so you will be able to attempt the rest part of this question by yourself. Now we will count 100, tens and ones separately. Then we will write the number in digits and also show this 3-digit number on abacus with the help of beads. Let's start counting these blocks. But remember, we always start from ones, then tens, then hundreds. Start from right to left. So how many ones are there? How many single blocks are there? Here we have only one block. So we will write 1 on ones place. How many tens column do we have? Can you count? Yes, 4 tens. Now write 4 on tens place. How many hundred blocks do we have? 200 blocks, which means we will write 2 on 100 place. So what is the final answer? 241. 2, 4, 1. Now we will represent the same number on abacus with the help of beads. We will put one bead on ones place to represent 1 1, 4 beads on tens place to represent 4 tens, 2 beads on hundreds place to represent 2 hundreds. On page number 9, we have question number 2, count and write, part F. In this question, we have to figure out what number shown by the place value blocks. So here we have several set of place value blocks. Let's start with single blocks because it will be easiest to count. There are 7 single blocks, which means 7 ones. So we will write 7 on ones place. Now move on to the next. We can count there are 6 tens. So we will write 6 on tens place. Now we will count how many hundreds do we have. Here we have 7 hundreds. So we will write 7 on hundreds place. So the number becomes 767. Page 10, question number 3. Write in hundreds, tens and ones. Then draw beads on the abacus. Part D, 620. Part G, 302. We will write this number in hundred, tens and ones, and then we will show this number with the help of beads on the abacus. Look at the number. The number is 620. The digit on the rightmost represent ones. The digit in the middle represent tens. The digit on the leftmost represent hundreds. Which means here we have 0 ones, 2 tens, 6 hundreds. We will represent this number on abacus with the help of beads. To represent 0 ones, we will put no bead in ones place, 2 beads on tens place, 6 beads on hundreds place. Similarly, we will do the next part, part G, 302, which is equal to 3 hundreds, 0 tens and 2 ones. For this, we will put 2 beads on ones place, no bead on tens place, 3 beads on hundreds place. Page number 11, question number 4. What number does each abacus show? Write in the box. For this, we will count the beads on each spike and write accordingly. Always start counting from right to left. Here we have 4 beads on ones place, 5 beads on tens place, 8 beads on hundred place. So the number is 854. Part D. Here we can see we have no bead on ones place, 4 beads on tens place, 6 beads on hundred place. So the number becomes 640. On page number 11, question number 5 is draw beads on the abacus to show these numbers. Here we have two parts of this question, part C and part F. In this question, we will draw beads to represent the number. To represent 1, we will draw 1 bead on ones place. To represent 1, 10, we will draw 1 bead on tens place. To represent 6 hundreds, we will draw 6 beads on 100 place. Similarly, in part F, we will represent 7 by drawing 7 beads on ones place. To represent 0, we don't need to draw any bead. 0 means no bead. And to represent 4, we will draw 4 beads on hundreds place. Here we have some mistakes on page number 11. In question number 4, you can see all the parts after D are marked as A. So I have marked these questions as E, F and G. I suggest you to do the same. Now it's time for homework. Note down your homework. Do it on your countdown 2 and keep practicing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, you can ask in the comments section. Allah Hafiz.